There are only two types of speakers in the world. One, the nervous, and two, the liars. Mark Twain said and wrote many clever things, but that statement could not be more true. In fact, isn't that why you clicked on this video? Or maybe you fell down one of those addictively intriguing YouTube rabbit holes that just so happened to spit you out in this surprisingly beneficial destination. Either way, welcome to Presenting Perfectly, a series of videos about presentations and public speaking. The right presentation content can be written or created based on many factors, but the main three are the purpose, the audience, and the presenter. All three should be taken into account when determining the content for a speaking appearance. We consider content to not only be the script or the spoken words of a speaking engagement, but also any supporting audio or visuals. At Talking Tree Creative, we highly encourage our clients to break up presentations with graphics, videos, etc. Not only for visual support, but also to refresh or cleanse the audience's attention span. The act of listening can be equally as draining as thinking hard about a subject. In fact, studies show that we retain more information when receiving it in shorter amounts of time, rather than all at once. That's why it's so important to incorporate videos, graphics, audience interaction, or even props when a speaking engagement can't be shortened to fit our goldfish-sized attention spans. Make sure to put some time and effort into those attention refreshers too. Quality imagery and videos can do wonders for a presentation, but low quality, poorly planned, or even random content can do just the opposite. Supporting content should be powerful, on message, and on brand. Another tool to keep your audience attention is simplicity. Make sure that the content is clear and easy to understand by defining unfamiliar words, keeping acronyms to a minimum, and omitting unnecessary detail. What do you want the audience to think, feel, and/or do? Decide what the take-home message is, and then be able to summarize it into 15 words or less, so that way it can be easily repeated. Focusing sharply on an intended message and utilizing repetition will help drive home the point. As a presenter, it's paramount to keep your audience in mind while developing your content. What's the demographic of your audience? View the content from your audience's perspective. Will they understand it? Will they find your talk boring? Why should they even care? Focus on the audience and consider what's in it for them, and then take it to the drawing board. Give special consideration to the age of your audience as well as the format you're presenting in. Are you using presentation slides? If so, as a rule of thumb, your font size should be double the average age of your audience. 60 to 80 points is a safe range to shoot for. And if you're having trouble fitting your content onto one slide, you should take that as a sign to consolidate your message and use more graphics. Don't overload your slides with text and bullets. Slides should be used to reinforce and illustrate the words of a speaker, and not as a word-to-word guide for what the speaker has said or what we'll say next. There are several tips we also recommend that can really captivate an audience and drive home a message. I don't think it's necessary to use them all every single time, but depending on the presenter, they can really turn a decent talk into a home run. Let's start with heartstrings. These can be tough to pull depending on the purpose, audience, and speaker, but when all three stars align, the results sure are bright. Sharing an emotional but relevant story with genuine feelings can bring a presenter and his or her audience really close together. Empathy and understanding will trump speaking skills every single time, and the bond the speaker creates with his or her audience will inherently make them care about the message. Explaining points through short stories is an especially useful tool when holding an audience's attention for longer presentations. Another way a speaker can gain the audience's respect and understanding is to simply be human. Although speakers are generally specialists on their topic, they're not Google, and they definitely don't have an answer to everything. So by asking a question that they admittedly don't know the answer to, humanizes the speaker, and that makes the audience pay more attention to what he or she does know. Fun facts are also a great way to make the audience perk up. People love sharing information that is both surprising and not common knowledge. An unusual analogy or a fact related to the topic is sure to make your audience cock their heads and zone in for the next bit of brain candy. Last but not least, assign homework. Everybody loves homework, right? Just kidding, but only kind of. Giving an audience a tangible way that they can apply what they've learned to their own lives really drives home a message, so don't be afraid to show them how. Provide something specific that they can do almost immediately, whether it's a thought or an action. Passion and inspiration are important, but application is everything. Are you ready to hit the drawing board? Are you still stumped on what to say, show, or do? Give us a call. We'd love to talk.